Okay, welcome back. I'm going to do a takeoff with the Apprentice on this flight in intermediate mode. So I switches in intermediate mode, throttle is armed, rates are in the low rate position. I'm going to swing the camera this way to get this out to the geotex runway. I'm going to taxi down the geotex runway just a little bit to get the airplane nice and straight. Okay. And actually I'm going to taxi a little further forward so I won't have to move the camera on takeoff. We're taking off to the south at this point. Okay. And here we go. Taking off! Okay, that was barely 50% power in intermediate mode. Now the power doesn't matter to intermediate mode. It matters to the turn here, okay? But you could see I could get off with very little power on the geotex runway and it would take off. Okay, coming around. Okay, we got a bit of a wind change.
I noticed that. It's coming out of the north now, isn't it?
It is. All right. I'm going to land south to north.
All right, I'm good. I'm up higher.
Okay. So the other pilot's...
I'm turning my pattern now.
Okay. I'm going to land on the grass.
Okay.
The reason I'm landing on the grass is because there's a bit of a crosswind component, and landing on the geotex runway with a crosswind component is a bit much. All right, taking off.
Okay.
Now on that takeoff, I set the power a little higher, 80, probably 85%, and it took off quite quickly. I'm going to do the same thing in the next takeoff and only put it to about 70%, and you'll see the difference. A little 5 or 10% difference at the higher percentages of the throttle make a huge difference. Okay, going to try to land on the grass right here again. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the throttle all the way to 70% and with intermediate mode and low rates and take off. Here we go.
Gonna land, Richard.
I'm airborne. Okay. Now that I'm up, got a plenty of altitude, I'll pull it back to about 50%. Get over here on downwind, get away from the guy that's landing. Because he's landing, I'm going to go straight through. Okay. Turning again, nice sharp turn, 60 degrees of bank. And all right. So I'm just waiting for him to get off the runway so I can do a landing.
Where?
And so my throttle is at a little over 50%, 55% say, and we'll come in for a landing. Landing! Throttle idle as I roll out of that turn. Let the nose come on down. Do a nice gentle flare at the end here. Okay, there's a decent landing in intermediate mode and in low rates. Okay, doing a takeoff again in intermediate mode, low rates on the Geotex runway, and I'm going to show you just how quickly it'll take off on this. So I'm going to put the throttle up to about 60 to 70% and watch her take off. Okay, you can see how quickly that took off in the air. Noted that I turned immediately after takeoff because it was drifting a little toward me, and since I was moving the camera, I was able to make that turn with ailerons. One of the reasons I elected to do that was because, okay, I'm going to set the throttle back to 50 now, slow the airplane down, and come in for a landing. But one of the reasons I elected to use the ailerons right after takeoff is because I was well above dragging my wing on the ground. So as long as the airplane's high enough in the air, it's probably easier to make a turn with your ailerons than the rudder. If you're still low to the ground, you have to make one with the rudder. So we're going to make a turn, sort of a circle turn, and land on the Geotex runway here, hopefully. Cut the power and angle it on in. Okay, and you can see how far it's going to roll. Throttle idle, it's going to roll all the way down the runway. Okay.